It's the NBA Summer League in Orlando. We're at Amway Center, and we've got the Detroit Pistons and the Oklahoma City Thunder coming up. Terrific Duke team. Obviously didn't go as far as they wanted in the tournament, but Luke Kennard now with the Detroit Pistons, as is Henry Ellenson, their first-round pick from last year. He's number 8. He's wearing the mask, and we are underway. Starters for OKC, Eustace, Hunter, Johnson, Hamilton, and Kristen. And the starters for the Pistons, Benajay, Ellenson, Moreland, Kennard, and Jackson. This is Michael Benajay, drafted by the Pistons last year, product of Syracuse, and he's got an early 3. Job with this as anybody. Josh Eustace in that pipeline. Dakari Johnson in that pipeline. Samaje Kristen in that pipeline.
And they're also the team. They're vested. You know, they're invested in you, so it's in their best interest that you ultimately develop.
To pass Oscar. The shot was made by Samaje Kristen. It was a kick out to the right corner. Kristen hit it and gave Russell Westbrook. That's what I'm saying.
Question.
Yeah, he is.
Which he is, absolutely.
Who was the guy that made the shot that gave Russ the triple-double to pass Oscar? That is Samaje Kristen. Ellenson with a turnaround, and it's good. And I like Henry Ellenson.
And I think he's got a chance to be a really good player at this level.
Here's Luke Kennard. Yes. First bucket of his pro career, Luke Kennard out of Duke. And knocking that one in, the springy Josh Eustace. And Henry Ellenson goes glass for an and one, and Detroit is flexing early in Orlando.
Yeah. No.
He doesn't get excited about good things, doesn't get down about bad things, just grinds.
Which is really, I think, important and will serve him well moving forward, because you got to keep that even keel, which you don't often see with young players.
Like, Kennard maxed out where he was, 12th overall. A lot of people mocked him in the 20s, in the late teens.
The thing about the mock, though, is as well, they need shooting. They need
call.
Perimeter shooting. So if you're going to be able to get a guy at that point.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
It was terrific.
But who would have been Rookie of the Year for you?
I thought Brogdon, by virtue of the success of the team and the flashes, obviously didn't have a healthy Reggie Jackson. There were some concerns with his overall play.
He's got a mismatch. He had Kristen on him. And now Eustace. So in the post to Thompson, and the turnaround.
Hollis Thompson.
Get
that deuce to go. Oh, nice.
Pardon me, he's on sheet 2 of my cheat sheet.
That we see here in the NBA.
Ellenson working hard. Down in the post, little fade away. Yes.
That's tough. And to do it without having all of those prestigious 5-star recruits. You know, a tremendous credit is Marcus Page able to knock down. That was the case last year for the Tar Heels.
You got a mouse in the house, GA. Ellenson against Page, and he made that look easy.
Tell you what, you see that just to go up and over the smaller defender.
Here's Eustace on a running hook shot.
In terms of the skill set, the physical nature, and what he brings to the table.
Here's Benajay, back to Ellenson. Clean look over Page. He is feeling it in this first quarter.
He can play some 4 as well. But I really like what he is as a player. And again, good job defensively there by Page. And that's a heck of a finish. Long time, though. That's kind of a thing, you know. We just don't get to see it in the league that often.
Hollis Thompson. That was last touched by Ennis. Almost went out of bounds. The save by Willis. And the reverse plus the foul by Hollis Thompson. Right lane opened up for Lorenzo Brown. And Rick Hamlet, Greg Anthony, and our fine crew here at the Orlando Magic's practice facility. It is the 2017 Orlando Summer League. Nice pump fake into an off-glass bucket.
To get Chris Paul. I don't know that people appreciate how good Chris Paul is. More because unless Paul George is going to be willing to commit, and he's box office, and he's done nothing but deliver, as you see, are we going to be able to contend? You know, he's a talent that wants to be able to play for championship.
And Kennard now 2 of 6. Kennard trying to find this shot, fading and hitting. GA, that was his best shot.
We've seen him take, and that's going to happen from time to time. How about the big fella there, Dakari, the offseason, and now we're just kind of waiting to see as Kennard.
What they're seeing, their team is up by 8. Ellenson has 13. Kennard has 10. Samaje Kristen, tough turnaround, and he got the bounce. Pistons here in the third quarter. Pistons with a strong first half and a 51-43 lead, but now Oklahoma City starts with a 3, and that
he was
for
great.
joining us here. He is literally one of the great. He's an all-star in terms of personality in the NBA. It's post-up fadeaways, it's straightaway shots. I don't know about the running floater from Ellenson yet.
Yeah, but a lot of times
we are tied at 51, and Moreland rocks the rim plus the foul. Appeared in 11 games, and Moreland with the block right there, and that he can do. Jackson to Kennard. I thought that delivery was a little too early. Am I right, GA?
Yeah, he
Johnson, 11 points, 7 boards, 5 of 11 from the field. Moreland hard charging, and he is fouled by Samaje Kristen. One more for he's got to make. And a great swat from behind by Eric Moreland, who is now really showing what he can do. Benajay to Kennard. And Benajay, I've seen 3 good defensive possessions by Kennard here in this third quarter. And I think, GA, they've been back-to-back-to-back.
Yeah,
there's Ellenson.
Ellenson knocking down the personnel he's playing against. You know, he picks up quickly what you can and cannot do and plays accordingly. Freshman campaign, but I wouldn't have said that coming into this. I think he's got a chance to be a really solid pro.
Kennard guarding Marcus Page, but Page got by him.
Page is going to dictate oftentimes how many minutes he gets. Is Page able to knock down that
for shooting? Like the only guy making perimeter shots for them right now is Marcus Page.
Yeah, and that's an area.
And as I say that, I reverse jinxed him. But he coming in with more money, more years, and something that we can't do. So essentially sort of saying we may not be able to give Paul what he wants. So how do you see this whole thing playing out from here as, oh my goodness.
I do think that Atlanta wants to re-sign him, or else they would have made the trade in the during the season. And remember, this is a team
on dunks like that.
No.
I like dunks. I like the swing through. I like the whole thing. So I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, and generally the league's gotten much better at not teching.
Somebody who is not necessarily a Paul Millsap guy because he hasn't been there, and he's maybe got a different vision.
They can support, or they've proven that they won't. And it's going to be hard for them moving forward to try to build through just the draft. You're going to have to participate in some respect. You set that precedent. Paul Millsap's the type of player that if you can't commit to him long term.
Games, and now the Millsap decision. So is it a full rebuild? Is it a full reset?
With the Hornets.
And there's been conversation. I read an article before we came on as Kennard drives and dimes to Moreland. That So key possession here for OKC, and they get a bucket, and it's as good as the Nuggets.
I think the Nuggets can become a really good team. The question is, think about that Denver deal with Millsap, similarly to what we saw with Boston getting Al Horford, right?
Over the back of Hamilton, who came out with the rebound, and he wants to tie this game, throws it up, and it goes! Ellenson, he's got Jakari Johnson on him. Tough to get a shot off, and it goes. That's the shot of the game, G.
Well, they're probably going to have to.
So both free throws by Ellenson, and what a rejection by Eric Moreland.
In terms of a big, he likes to rim protect, provide some help defense there, and he just...
KC down 6, needs a 3. Kristen, wide open is Markel Brown, and this game ain't over yet. We got a 3-point game. Clutch 3 by Markel. He misses that. We can all go home.
Yeah.
Foul before the pass came inbound. Here's Dakari looking for a dribble handoff. It's Eustace. He's going to drive on Ellenson. Pull up. Do we have a tie game? Yes, we do! Daniel Hamilton flying in!
We could be looking at a 5-point play here.
Detroit is right now seeing
call.
a sure victory slip through their hands, and you see Hamilton come through there.
It was a good call.
And for the
possession. And right now we'd be looking at a tie basketball game.
Here's Ellenson for the win. It's off, and the rebound is tapped, and Oklahoma City gets a controversial victory here at the Orlando Summer League, the final 92-91.